seen what we are seeing right now. Never. Never seen it in any shape, fashion, or form. And he's not barely doing it. He's passing all the numbers. He's passing each category. 10 plus assists, 12 rebounds at the point guard position. 30 a night, 30 plus a night. He's actually filling up every category. Still, yes, he turns the ball over. He handles the ball more. But what do? Instead of enjoying it, we're so caught up in super team mode. We're so caught up in LeBron love. We're actually trying to find a way to say why Russell Westbrook is not, his triple-double's not good. We are trying to find ways to knock a man who is doing something that we have never seen done. That was almost like knocking Peyton Manning for throwing 52 touchdown passes one year. We've never seen it done. How are you knocking that? I don't give a damn what era we in. He's through 52. If it was so easy, why doesn't everybody do it then? Why didn't Tom Brady ever do it? Why doesn't Drew Brees? Drew Brees throws the ball more than anybody in the league. He's never thrown 52. We are trying to find ways to diminish what he's doing. That's how bad the NBA is. It's such a reality show right now. It's such a drama filled. No one's even really watching these games. I've watched maybe 2.5 games. And here's the thing. I had my mind made up to watch last night's game. I said, I'm going to watch this game. It's intriguing me. The Spurs just handed Cleveland their behind. The Warriors are coming in. 8-game win streak. This is a game I can stomach and watch. I didn't even watch the damn game last night. I DVR'd it. I went through and kind of flashed through it late last night, early this morning, but I didn't actually watch the game. Saw a 22-point lead, lost by 12, 35-point swing, 23-point lead, lost by 12, 35-point swing. It's like, you got to be kidding me. The NBA, like 8 out of 9 games 2 nights ago, they were all blowouts. Every game was 11-point plus victory. There's no defense being played at all in the league anymore. Every team but 2 is giving up over 100 points a night. Every single team but 2. Ironically, you know who one of the 2 are? The steady San Antonio Spurs. Still can manage to keep people under 95, 94 points a night. I think they're at 97, 98 right now. But at one point this year, they were at 92, 93, 94, in that range. Every team in the league is giving up 100 points or more a night. The average margin of victory in NBA games this year, 12.7 points. Are you kidding me? And the superstar era, that's where that contraction talk came from. You guys remember when they were talking contraction? Yeah, we might want to take some teams from the league. No, what you should do is spread the wealth. And this is another unpopular opinion that most people want to agree with, but I agree that the NBA should be able to step in and say, enough. You can only have so many max players on your roster. There's something that has to be a competition clause. There's something that has to be some type of competitive agreement that let's really give some other teams a shot. Okay, Milwaukee, no. New Orleans, no. The Lakers right now, no. They're going through their pain. They got 16 banners. Hey, eat it. Laker fans out there, eat it. Deal with it. Deal with most of the leagues had to deal with the whole time that they've been franchises. You've only had to go through this for about 3 or 4 years out of the last 60 years. Eat it. Deal with it. Build like everybody else has been building. Sacramento, okay, I get that. But Portland deserves a max player to go with Damian Lillard. We got to fix the Knicks. You got to fix LA. Boston's got their max guy. And Isaiah Thomas, I wouldn't call Horford a max guy, but Horford is a very steady, all-around great player. He's a Swiss Army knife. He's going to do a lot of stuff for you. The Heat lost LeBron, they lost Bosh, and they lost Wade. They're an 8th seed East team now. And of course, most people will say, well, LeBron left Miami, look at him. But they don't mention the fact that Real is not there, Wade's not there, Bosh is not there, Haslam doesn't really play that much anymore. I mean, they have their max player guy is a shot blocker. He's a shot, and a really good one. Leads the league in rebounds, I believe. But I can't have that as my max player. The league has to do something. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, especially to all the LeBron lovers out there. But they should actually make these teams. No, we're not going to contract the teams. You guys contract these rosters. Something's got to be done with. We can't. Chris Paul is going to leave LA. Do you know what the Clippers are going to look like without Chris Paul? And I'm not a Chris Paul guy. He's not a very nice person. He's a bad locker room guy. I have definite, credible source inside locker room information on that. Chris Paul's not a nice guy, and he rubs teammates wrong, and he's just not a nice person. And he's a bad locker room guy. He smiles. He looks good in State Farm commercials. And it all works for him. That's fine. I'm not going to be a hater. That's fine. Do your thing, CP3. Do your thing, bruh. Make your money. Make your career. Take care of your family. And elevate your status. I'm not hating on that. But it is what it is, though. Just like I'm good at a lot of things. But there may be some things you find out about me you might not like. Everybody has that. But he is out. He is definitely gone from the Clippers after this year. They might fire Doc. And if they fire Doc, then you know Chris Paul's gone. Where do you think he's going to go? You think he's going to go try to resurrect Orlando? He's going to go try to resurrect Utah? Let me go team up with Gordon Hayward and Rudy Gobert. Yeah, that'll work. No, he's not. He's going to run right to Cleveland. It might have to be a sign and trade deal. But what are you going to do? Move Love out here? They don't want Love there. You're going to move Love out here? So now you got Love and Blake at the power forward. What are you going to do there? You got DeAndre at the center. Can't play one of those guys at the 3. NBA's bad, guys. The NBA's bad, guys. I'm telling you guys right now. What you're watching right now is bad. I watched two people debate whether Russell Westbrook's 57 points, 13 boards, and 11 assists was good. Are you kidding me? And I'll leave it on this, too, before we go to break. I always tell people, be very, very wary about fans of certain players. Find out who they don't like. It'll tell you everything you need to know about why they like the player they like. It'll tell you everything why they like the player they like. Come back, talk a little more NBA. Final 4. I'm going to check the chat box right now. I see some technical difficulties, but we are live back up here right now. Rashad Mitchell's in the building, my man, that ninja. My favorite listener. That ninja's in the building. What's going on, bro? Carl Webb from ESPN jumped in the building too. Check the text messages I got here, but try to get my man 100 grand on here from DC area. Talk some LeBron, talk some sports. We'll talk Final 4. I want to talk a little more about Gonzaga and the South Carolina matchup. Give Oregon some props because I believe that they had the chance to win this game. I'll tell you why Carolina will win it there. And then we will also go a little bit into the Ball family and what I believe is going to happen to Lonzo Ball once he gets to the NBA. All that and more coming up. VJ's on Sportsmanlike Conduct, live on Spreaker.com. I'm back in the building, y'all. Just like my Tar Heels are back in the Final 4. 20th all time.
These rap cats, man, they all got this style for me. And if I ever see them, man, they probably bow to me. And when this beat drop, I know they gon' lean. World debut, I know they gon' fiend. Everything Mississippi to the Palm Springs. Girls from brunettes down to blonde queens. These young boys don't know what a Don mean. I'm just a bad boy, gone clean. I'm the diamond chain choker, always remain sober. Don't drink liquor and all the game's over. Need a plane, I explained it to my broker. 3 bots in the hood, top down, and ain't over. You know there's more, man, where that come from? Me and Kuda Love rolling back to back in one. See the names have all changed since I've been around. But the game ain't the same since I left out. still I'm the most fly. I win so much they wanna know who I'm coached by. Every day approached by chicks when I was multi. Wanna give me soul side, but I'm like, don't try. I see the hisses and the dishes when I go by, but see the misses on my wrists when I float by. Self-control and I can't tell you no lie. Trying to find a soulmate, you end up being so tired. I make my money, man, without the coca. Living la vida without the loca. I'm down south, so they show me country love, and I ain't even country thug. The people give me daps and hugs, so it must be love. And I love the country grub. It feel good to hear people singing welcome back. And I ain't even selling the track, cause I'm that Harlem cat. The names have all changed since I've been around, but the game ain't the same since I left the house. You know you like that. Come on. You know you like that. See, the names have all changed since I've been around, but the game ain't the same since I left the house. You know you like that. Come on. You know you like that.
VJ's on Sports Like Conduct live on Spreaker.com. Your host VJ Wright. It's because I always think I'm hashtag 8515. Before we went to break, we're talking NBA, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting here getting text messages and listening to people, comment in the chat room and things. The NBA is what it is, guys. I didn't make this up. I didn't just come up with this all on my own and just say, well, I'm just going to go bang on the NBA. Not at all. The NBA is bad right now. 35% rating increase for college basketball. I told you guys back in the beginning of the year, I was boycotting the NBA and I was going to try to crowd my brain with as much college basketball as I could. And I did just that. I must have watched 60 games this year, easily. 60, 65 regular season, all different types of things. I watched almost every Carolina game. So therefore, there's half of those games right there. I've seen every Carolina game this year. I don't miss my squad. And just about any sport other than my Pistons this year because I'm boycotting the NBA. But just to show you how bad the league is right now and where the attention is, no one's even talking about how good the Washington Wizards are playing right now, except for the closet Wizard fans. Only the closet Wizard fans are talking about how good the Wizards are playing this year. The Wizards have won their division for the first time since 1979. That's a feat that needs to be talked about. But the league is so bad, no one cares. Are they beating Cleveland? I don't know. But I know this. They're giving up over 100 points a game. The time they played Cleveland, LeBron hit the shot off the top of the glass or the corner of the glass falling out of bounds to put the game in overtime. I saw Washington Wizard fans. We were close. We almost got them. You gave up 141 points. It was 135 to 141. You beating anybody scoring 135? Yeah. Giving up 141? No. I don't know any team that can suffer 141 on the defensive end and win. So even though they've had, and I'm trying to give them props because they're having a nice run, and I really, really, really like John Wall. John Wall is easily one of my favorite NBA players. I like John Wall. I like what he stands for. The situation with the young girl with cancer, and then she passed away, and then that raw emotion he showed after a win one night that it just touched him. You can see the human side. All these guys are rich. They all got money. Not all of them are egomaniacs, guys. Not all of these people are egomaniacs. Not all of these people are, arrogant and mean to people and think they deserve everything and think that they're better than other people. There are plenty of pro athletes who do think that way. And they act it. And there's some who don't mind showing it to you. Because what's going to happen to them? Quick sidebar with the NFL. Ron Rivera, this just comes across my sports desk right here. Ron Rivera actually said at the owners' meeting that he thought Cam Newton was shook last year. And that's why he played as bad as he did. Now, I don't know if I agree with Cam being shook, but I will remind people that after the interview that he did about, racism has gotten better and I don't see racism and I don't know, blah. When he did that interview, I went right on this show and I said, watch out this year. You're playing, in my opinion, man, there's always a God that oversees you. It can be the God you believe in the Bible. It could be Allah. It could be Buddha. It could be any other God that's out there. I believe that there's a higher power that oversees you in life. Everybody. And when you go against what that God has laid out for you, the support system he's laid out for you, the fans he's put there for you, the people that truly believe in you and truly want to see you successful at what you do in life as your passion or your gift. When you go against that, there's a certain amount of karma that comes behind that. And I thought Cam Newton, I said it last year, I didn't pick them to win that division. And I thought that after he made those comments, and I just went out on a limb. There was nothing that I knew. There was no inside information I had. I just felt like when you do that, karma's going to come back, man. Cam's major support system is the black community. Let's make no bones about it. The majority and the major part of Cam Newton's support system and fan base is the black community. Those comments kind of turn your back on the black community that's been there supporting you. But that's because somebody got in Cam's ear after the Super Bowl press conference and told him, we got to change your image. Dyed the tip of his beard blonde. Y'all remember that? Like I made a comment about that. Anytime, it's just my opinion. Just my clean opinion, man. But there is a lot of validity to it. Anytime African Americans go with blonde hair, you're fighting an identity crisis. You're fighting an identity crisis. We're shown and told in America that blonde is beautiful. Lighter is beautiful. White is right. That's why you have the whole black community tug and pull war with light-skinned people and brown-skinned people and dark-skinned people. Black people make fun of how dark Africans are. We're descendants from that. Why are you making fun of that? But that's who we are. That's your support system. And I thought when Cam did that, I thought Cam turned his back on his fan base, his true fan base, and his support system. And the football gods punished him for it last year. You're not going to get these calls. You're going to get beat up a little bit. And maybe now you'll go back to just being yourself. I'm done with the dab. Why are you done with the dab? That was who you were. You went 15-1 dabbing. You went to the Super Bowl dabbing. I think it might have started when he got off the plane with them damn pants. That might have been when it was started. I like him, and I'm all for fashion. I'm a fashionable guy, and I'm all for fashion, man. But them damn pants, that might have been a curse. That might have been a year football curse for just putting those on. But just a quick sidebar. Ron Rivera says Cam Newton was shook last year. He said he doesn't think so. He says he was. He's around the guy every day. He sees him every day. He sees what he does. He sees how he prepares. He sees how he practices. He knows that look in his eye when Cam is buckling his chin strap and getting the first set of plays called after the kickoff return or the first possession or the punt or whatever to go take his first snap for the Sunday, for the game, for the day. Ron Rivera is the guy right there that sees everything. He sees it all. So maybe he was onto something right there. Back to basketball real quick. Washington Wizards doing really well. Tip my hat to that franchise. The way they built that franchise. Gotten some tough guys. There's a tough guy. Gortat's a tough guy. John Wall's a tough guy, man. Those guys are tough. They're willing to play. They want to overcome the Cavs. Don't know if they can do so. And then you have Boston. Boston is tied for the number one seed or a half game behind. And they're just almost like an afterthought. Why? Because we want to show attention to the drama kings and the drama kings in the league. I'm not even going to talk about the elbow to the back of the neck or the back of the whatever. First of all, it wasn't the back of the neck. It was more like the upper back. It wasn't his neck. But, falls down on the court. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to laugh. I'm not going to knock it. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to laugh, man. That's your league. That's your leader. Best player on the planet. His words. I'm confident because I'm the best player on the planet. That's why I'm confident. Yeah, all right, buddy. In this era, yeah, you are. I tell you this, though. Warriors win a championship this year. Both teams healthy. Everybody's there. And you may be missing a bench guy. Oh, also, too, quick sidebar. I love how sports comes full circle. So many people wanted to write off that Bogut missing games 5 and 6 after being hurt early in game 4 was no reason why Golden State couldn't stop the Cavaliers, LeBron, and Kyrie Irving in the paint. Any LeBron fan, any Cav fan wanted no parts of that. Those are the same people that saying, well, Bogut went down, and that's why we're struggling on defense really now. Full circle. I knew it was crap last year. I knew it was crap all summer, but I stayed quiet about it, and I let fans have their moment. I believe everything's going to come full circle in. I believe in sports, everything comes full circle, one way or another. It's just like if the Patriots go out and win another Super Bowl, and Tom Brady has 6 rings, all the stuff you can say about him, it will now then just sound stupid. It really will. He's a cheater. So is he still cheating now? Are you telling me like he's still, like the last 3 Super Bowls, he's still cheating? He's won 3 in the last 4 years. He's still a cheat? Like, what are you going to say now? It was like Kobe after his 5th ring. What are you going to say now? Shaq couldn't even get up and down the floor. Couldn't even get up and down the floor by the time Kobe got his 5th ring. What are you going to say now? It was all Shaq, right? No, I think Kobe had a whole lot to do with it. And I love the fact that those two guys can kind of come together now and kind of let everybody know, man, listen, I ain't do it without him. He wouldn't have done it without me. I got lucky with Wade. He got lucky with Gasol. But if you'd have put Wade and Gasol together and they played Kobe and Shaq, they'd have beat him. They'd have stomped them every series they played him. They'd have beat him in 5 and 6 every single time. Kobe would have ate Wade up and Shaq would have ate up Gasol. Moving on to the Final Four. You know what? I think I want to take a quick break. Quick break. Come right back. Final Four talk. North Carolina, Oregon, Gonzaga, South Carolina. Very intriguing matchups. And I'll tell you guys who I think is going to win and who will be cutting down the nets. And I wish I can get out there. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to stay away from that. Because there is a way I could probably get there. But I won't touch that. VJ's on Sports Icon at Spreaker.com. VJ's Unsports Like Content live on Spreaker.com. Your host, VJ, right? That's because I always think I am. Hashtag 8515. 100 grand from DC Sports should be on the line here in a second. I'll see what's good if we can get him to the line. But if not, we're going right in. Shout out also to my man Nick Flagg. Not sure if he's listening, but he just sent me a message on Facebook and telling me, I think my Ducks are going to take it all. I'm going to take the ship. First of all, it's chip, not ship like cruise ship. It's chip like Pringles, Lay's, Ruffles, potato. Chip, not ship. But it's all good, man. Like, you know. Nah, some of y'all just don't know. Some of y'all just don't know no better. It's okay. Y'all just don't know no better. But start off first with Gonzaga in South Carolina. These are really two good stories. Now, I have something very short to say about Gonzaga. I kind of want to talk more about South Carolina and Frank Martin. I won't believe Gonzaga is legit until they cut down the nets and win it all. I just won't. It's the same way I feel about Butler. It's the same way I feel about Oregon football. It's the same way I feel about any WAC school that goes 12-1 or 13-0. Utah, Nevada. Sometimes we've seen the schools come out of there and they do well for 1 year. And unless you can win it all, I just won't believe in you. Do they have veteran players? Yes. Are they a good basketball team? Yes. Do they have a great coach? Yes. Could they win it all? Yes. But until they do, I'm not talking Gonzaga. I'm sorry. What am I going to do? I mean, look at the memories we have of Gonzaga. Most people didn't even really know Stockton came from there more towards the middle, towards the end of his career. And then they started to become the darling Cinderella of the WCC out here at the West Coast Conference. And get into the tournament and then get to the second round and then get to the Sweet 16. They've been to the Elite Eight a few times and can't cash in. Adam Moore, y'all remember Adam Morrison sitting on the court with his jersey on his face crying in the Elite Eight? I just won't believe that they can do it until I see them do it. They have a very good basketball team. They have veteran players. They have size. They can shoot. They can defend. But I'm always still going to say, who are you playing? It's my same argument with this myth that LeBron in 6 straight finals is such this tremendous. Who's he playing to get there? But we can praise that, but you don't want to praise the WAC team that goes 13-0. Well, who they play? We do that with the NCAA tournament. Watch out for this. Who have they played? Wichita State. Yeah, I liked Wichita State too, but guess what? When they ran into Kansas and Kentucky in the second round, what happened? They went home. And they went home emphatically. It wasn't even like a toss-up game. But you had so many people that loved Wichita State this year in the bracket. My question to anybody that tried to say Wichita State, they could beat Kentucky. I'm like, yeah, but who are they playing on a consistent level to prepare them for Kentucky? To prepare them for McDonald's All-Americans? To prepare them for lottery picks of next year? Who are they playing? I feel the same way about Gonzaga. But I can admit they are a good team. They may be able to do something in the final. They may be able to cut the nets down and win this thing. But they have a very tough South Carolina team to go against right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, I remember when Frank Martin was at Kansas State. I didn't call him Frankenstein because the man kind of is built like and looked like Frankenstein. Never smiles, like a very serious individual. He rarely smiles. That is one serious grown-ass man. He rarely smiles. But that type of personality has transferred to his team. And they are tough. They struggle to score, but they are tough on defense. And they have a superstar player that's risen now and is willing to carry them on his back. That's going to be Gonzaga's hurdle. Is you're going to now play a team that comes from a real big boy conference that's played and beaten some teams in that conference. They're the last SEC team standing. And we're going to find out how good that defense really is because Gonzaga's got size, as I mentioned. They can shoot from the perimeter. They have great point guard play. That's going to be the difference in that game. Can they slow down that defense? Can they slow down that offense in their point guard play? That's going to be the huge difference. Same thing with the Carolina game. What's going to happen at the point guard position? I'll take Carolina's point guard over Oregon's point guard. There's the difference right there. I know they have Dylan. He's a very, very good player. Pac-12 player of the year. Should have been. Or if he wasn't, yeah, he was. Pac-12 player of the year. Point guard position. That's going to be key in the Gonzaga, South Carolina game. And we won't talk brackets. I got one Final Four team right. I was cruising, man. I was enjoying my first weekend. Even into the Sweet 16, I still had a 97% bracket. And then everything just fell apart. My bracket right now is 53%. I got one team in the Final Four. My original Final Four was Duke, Arizona, Louisville, and Carolina. I thought Louisville would. I'm looking really quick. I'm trying to see where Louisville actually lost to Michigan. Exactly. In the second round. When Louisville lost to Michigan, it's like, oh man, that killed that whole bracket right there. I didn't think Kansas would get very far. I actually had Kansas losing to Iowa State. Iowa State never even made it to the Sweet 16, but I thought Kansas would lose there, and they ended up losing in the Elite Eight. I thought they would lose a round earlier. I didn't have them in the Final Four. I thought Gonzaga was going to be beaten by West Virginia, which should have happened, and I had that game right. I had that Sweet 16 matchup right. So I was right there with a few of my picks in this bracket. I thought USC would actually make a little noise. And you know what? That was a bad pick because I got hyped. I got hyped off of USC winning that playing game. When USC won their playing game, I think I got a little too hyped because I sat and I watched that game. I said, you know what? That team with momentum. They played the Pac-12. They played the likes of UCLA, Arizona, Oregon. They played some tough teams this year. Hey, you know what? They could get on a little run here. Well, that was wrong because they didn't beat Baylor. Baylor ended up winning that game. But then Baylor gets bounced by South Carolina after bouncing Duke. South Carolina, guys, to get to where they are, South Carolina has beaten a Big Ten team in a 7-10 matchup in Marquette, beat them by 20. Then they beat Duke. And this is a South Carolina team that doesn't score a lot. 93 points, 88 points, put up 70 on Baylor, beat Baylor by 20, and it beat South Carolina, and then beat Florida by 7. And now they're going to face Gonzaga. When I look at that matchup, I just like South Carolina's defense. I really, really do. And I'm going to go. Gonzaga's an 82% prediction winner on ESPN.com to win that game. I honestly think that I want to go against the grain. I really, really do. I'm so close. And Sindarius Thornwell, is that not the best college basketball game right now? Sindarius, you know he black. When you look at that application and you see Sindarius Thornwell, he's black. He black. He ain't even light skinned. He ain't even a vanilla bra. He don't get into the Vanilla Bros Coalition of America, where I am the vice president and president. I got both roles in the Los Angeles chapter. We just let Chris Brown back in because I saw him on Blackish. I said he's back in. Drake, still out. Matter of fact, I think they banned Drake. Drake's not allowed back in no more. He just doing too much. And he's Canadian and Jewish. That really don't ride with what we do. So Drake's not in the Vanilla Bros Coalition of America anymore. I got a message from heaven from Prince. And y'all know Prince is the godfather of the Vanilla Brothers Coalition of America. And I had a dream, and Prince sent me a message, and he was like, don't let Drake back in. Don't let Drake back in. Nigel Williams-Goss averages 16, shooting 50% from the field. But my man Sindarius Thornwell, I just think this is a guy, I just think he's on a mission right now, man. 21-7 right now. You gotta love those numbers. 21-7. I really, really, really want to go South Carolina. But my bracket still matters to me. I still care about my bracket. I have Carolina winning in any bracket that I did. Whether it was CBS Sports, ESPN, Fox Sports, brackets with friends, brackets with family members, whatever. I picked Carolina to win every bracket. I don't think there's another team that's winning the champ. I felt the same way last year. And I was wrong last year, but, you know, Chris Jenkins, 29'3", happens. What are you going to do? Bryce Johnson's right there for the defense. Hicks is right there. Stretched out arms. He just puts the ball over it, makes the shot. But most people know Carolina is the best team remaining. And for all the talk about Kansas this year, And Oregon, listen, Oregon was what? A game away from probably being the number 1 seed. Oregon's no pushover. This game is not going to be easy for Carolina. I don't want it to be easy for Carolina. Just like the Kentucky game. I like the fact that the Kentucky game actually went down like that. That victory was earned. Say whatever you want to say about the variables of the game. When it came down to it, the shot was made that needed to be made. That's the bottom line. Carolina's a 56% prediction winner, 43 for Oregon. Also on ESPN.com. Listen, I respect Oregon. I respect what they're doing. I'm going Carolina right here, guys. I'm going North Carolina. North Carolina, the money line right now is a minus 210. The over and under is 152.5. And the spread is 4.5 for Carolina. I like that. So I actually really like that spread. I think this is a 4 or 5 point game. I really do. Oregon is tough. Oregon can defend. Oregon, what I'm going to be interested in with Carolina is simply one thing. There's only one thing I need to see in this game within the first 7 to 8 minutes, and I can tell you whether Carolina's going to win or lose. Oregon is what I like to call a bumpy team. What I mean by bumpy, that's one of my VJ-isms. That's my word. They're bumpy. You never heard anybody say that about a basketball team. I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to give you the definition. They're a bumpy team. What I mean by that is Oregon will bump you. Oregon will chest bump you. Oregon will stare you down. Oregon will throw the forearm or pull the jersey, which is fine. I don't have a problem. I'm not complaining. But it's how North Carolina reacts that's going to tell me whether their talent and their execution is just going to take over Oregon, or whether they're going to be in a dogfight and have to dig themselves out and possibly be on the cusp of losing this game. Within the first 6 to 7 minutes, if Carolina, Hicks, Bradley, Meeks, Jackson, Barry, Theo, if they bump back, or if they just start yamming and dunking on them and ones and killing the glass, tip-ins like they do, 47% of their shots, they rebound. I think it's down to 43 now. 43% of their shots, they rebound themselves. They lead the nation in rebounding. They lead the nation in offensive rebounding. They lead the nation in second chance points. That's not that's not a coincidence. That's coaching. They are coached up to rebound the way they rebound. And that's the way Carolina will bump back. You want to try to get me off my game? Here, no. Take this backdoor cut. Bam, Hicks dunk. Meeks dunk. Bradley dunk. Carolina needs to work inside to outside. Oregon's got a really good team, though. I'm not going to try to knock Oregon. I like what Oregon offers. Dylan Brooks is a really good player. But at the same time, Dylan Brooks averaged 16 points a game. Our best player, Justin Jackson's over 20. And they don't have a player to guard Justin Jackson. That includes Dylan Brooks. They don't have a player that's going to be able to guard him. And Kennedy Meeks is going to kill people on the boards. He's averaging 4 offensive rebounds a game. So he's going to get 4 offensive rebounds on Saturday. That's not going to change. Even when I go to the guards, I look at Pritchard, I look at Barry. I'll take Barry over Pritchard any day. I'll take Barry over Pritchard any day. You need strong point guard play. Now, the ankles are an issue, but you know what? Watch this kid tough it out. He toughed it out last Sunday. Trust me, when he rolled that ankle, went to the locker room, hey man, they either shot that thing up or they did something to it. Because he came out, no limp, no nothing, but he gutted it out. And this week they say he's not practicing, doesn't need to practice. In my opinion, at this point, honestly, the Final Four, what are you practicing? What do you really practice? That's like the Super Bowl. Yeah, you got to get out there. You got to walk through. You got to show some schemes and talk. But at the end of the day, you know exactly who you're playing. You've been doing this for 18 weeks this year. You've been doing it game-wise 18 weeks. Training time the last 7-8 months. Yeah, we got some halftime adjustments. We'll worry about that in the halftime. Open in 5 minutes of a Final Four. Go play basketball, guys. Go play basketball. Run our set. We have a junior guard who's been starting for 3 years. Run your sets. Run your set. That's all Barry needs. That's what you do. You look at him. You tell Dylan Brooks. You tell Pritchard. Go run your set. You tell Nigel Williams from Gonzaga. Go run. Go have fun the first 4 or 5 minutes, guys. Go enjoy this experience. Go enjoy all the pageantry. Go enjoy all the flash bulbs. Playing in a big place like this. Get some shots up. Take some shots. You're open for a 3. Put a 3 up. Let's get going early. And then as they settle into the game, I think both games will be heavyweight fight fists flying. Heavyweight punches. Fill each other out. I don't see anybody going soft. Back to Gonzaga, South Carolina really quick, because I do want to talk about this spread. And actually right now, I got a call coming in. I believe it's from the DC area. Live right now, VJ's on Sportsmanlike Conduct. What's your beef, man? Who we got on the mic?
You got 100 grand on the mic. I heard my man Lebron was getting dubbed, so I had to call it.
100 grand in the building, live on Spreaker.com, man, with your boy VJ, right? I know Sportsmanlike Conduct. I was dogging LeBron. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I stay dogging LeBron. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop dogging LeBron, man. That ain't gonna stop.
And LeBron not gonna stop dogging the competition, baby.
Oh man.
6 in a row.
Do you know that is the most overrated stat in all of sports right now?
I can't. Explain to me how that's overrated. 6 in a row. Who else has done 6 in a row other than the Boston Celtics? Great. You got to pay homage.
Who's he playing? Who's he playing to get there? 100 grand. Be real. Like let's have a real LeBron conversation. Who's he playing to get there? 100 grand.
I mean, the East isn't the strongest. It's not the strongest conference. You know that. But he took the title from the Warriors last year. The 73-9 Warriors last year, down a 3-1 deficit. So he might have to have it was a cakewalk to get through the East, but it definitely wasn't a cakewalk in that final series that he won.
I don't knock the finals.
Everybody was mad he made the decision. Everybody was mad he went to Miami, but he led that team to four state championship appearances. So I don't know.
Now I don't know if he led that team. That was a collective.
When they decided, it was a collective effort, yes. But when they decided to take a step back and let him lead, that's when they started clicking.
They weren't playing anybody who was in the East there.
I don't know about that. That Frank Vogel's team, that young Paul George, young Lance Stevenson. That was a 7-game series.
No, it wasn't. They beat him in 6.
It wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't. They beat him in 6. That wasn't a 7-game series. They beat them in 6.
Are you sure about
Yes. I called it in 6. I remember calling it on my radio show in 6. I remember calling in 6, and everybody thought I was out of my mind because they had number 1 seed. I said, that don't matter. That team not beating that team in Miami, and I'm far from a LeBron fan. But I'm real about what I'm just like right now. I know, listen, I just gave props, if you weren't listening, I just gave props to the Wizards because I'm from the DMV area. I bang on the Redskins all the time. I bang on the Capitals all the time. And I bang on the Wizards all the time because I have the right to do so. But I gave props, man. They're having an outstanding season. They've won their division for the first time since 1979. But guess what? If they play the Cavs... and the Cavs play half-ass defense, they're going to lose in 6. Guaranteed.
You think so?
Guaranteed.
You think so?
Guaranteed.
I mean, I was at the game February 6th. I believe the date was when LeBron had his heroic turnaround jump shot off the backboard to tie it up, and that was the game.
Great shot.
The way they played Cleveland.
That was a great shot.
The way they played Cleveland, yeah, it was a great shot. But the way they played Cleveland, man, I don't know. If Cleveland come out there half-assed, they can get got by Washington.
You know what I told you?
Bring their A game.
You know what I told Wizard fans after that loss, 100 grand? With the Wizard fans I saw saying, "Oh man, we was right there." I had 3 numbers for you: 1, 4, 1, because that's how many points they gave up. I'm not the sports guy. I'm not the sports guy that looks at moral victories. Moral victories right. They're for mediocre people. Moral victories are for mediocre. You either won or you lost. That's the and I do that with my own teams. I'm a Tar Heel for life. I'm a Tar Heel basketball man for life. There's no moral victory out of Chris Jenkins' last second shot last year. None. You know how you get the taste out the mouth? finish off Oregon, finish off the winner of Gonzaga in South Carolina, and hold that damn net up in the air at the Carolina faithful. That's how they redeem that. Not getting back to the Final Four, not getting back to the champ. Oh, well, at least they got there 2 years in a row. Yeah, they did. And that might be an argument I can have with a Duke fan just to have something to say back. But it's nothing I'll ever hang my hat on. The Wizards played well, yeah, but they gave up 141 points.
Yeah, there's a lack of defense there.
There's a lack of defense in the NBA, period.
And you're right. And you're right. You're right. So you know what? So there is some truth to what you're saying. So based on if they can turn up that defensive intensity on them just a little bit, that'll give them that edge to win by 5-6 points. You know,
6 games.
So
6 games.
6 games.
Let me. I'm gonna break down. I call myself a valid LeBron hater. I'm not an ignorant LeBron hater. I'm not the LeBron hater of, oh, he's not good. No, oh, he cries. Yeah, you know, the NBA is a crybaby league anyway nowadays. So I don't put all that on him. I'm not that guy. Where I am a valid LeBron hater is when you start to try to name him with Jordan and Magic and Kobe and Duncan and Shaq and Russell and a lot of other what I would call legends of the league. To me, that's where the argument falls short. Because if you want to be real, I could pick apart all 3 of LeBron's championships if I really wanted to be petty, but I don't. But the facts are the facts. You did beat. Hold on. Let me get this out, and I'll let you rebuttal. You have to bring it. You have to. The fact is, it was a 60-game season against Oklahoma City, against a young Oklahoma City team that had really no business being there. Most people forget that the Spurs were on a 23-game winning streak. They had swept through the first round, swept through the second round, and were up 2-0 on Oklahoma City. And then out of nowhere, Oklahoma City beat them 4 straight and got to the finals. Oklahoma City wasn't even supposed to be there. We can move on even to the second championship in Miami. I don't understand what Popovich is thinking, and he admit he had the major brain fart. Why the hell is Tim Duncan on the bench during the free throws that Chris Bosh gets and kicks back out to Ray Allen? Not only that, 2 possessions before that, Kawhi Leonard, 1 for 2 from the line. Ginobili, 0 for 2 from the line. Now, did the Heat win? Yes. Did LeBron get his championship? Yes. I've even said that when he got the MVP trophy handed to him and the championship, the way he turned to the crowd, you could read his lips. He was doing the come on, man. I didn't even mind that because I'd much rather see that part of him. That whole, you know, forget the passive-aggressive stuff. If you're going to be an asshole, just be an asshole. That's why I like Kobe. That's why I like Marino. That's why I like Tiger Woods. That's why I like Jeff Gordon. That's why I like Serena Williams. I don't mind athletes that kind of get tired of y'all and just go, you know what, man? The hell with y'all. Just be that person. I don't have a problem with that. The bouncing back and forth. So let's go to last year. And I'm not trying to cherry pick off last year. But most people would agree if Draymond Green doesn't miss and gets suspended from Game 5, which LeBron antagonized that situation and started that. Because any great NBA legend will tell you the most disrespectful thing, and you know this, 100 grand, because I know you're a smart guy. The most disrespectful thing you can do on an NBA court is stand and step over somebody. He knew that would set Draymond off. But to me, that was an act of desperation because he wanted to try to get him suspended. I just don't think you would see other legends really do that. They want that guy in there so they can bust his ass. They're not trying to get him suspended, but they did what they had to do, and they won a championship. So I'm not going to take nothing away from his greatness. One of the best players I've ever seen play. I don't take that part away from him. Where I get lost with LeBron fans is when people don't keep it real. 7 straight finals because they're going back this year. But you can't tell me that they're playing really anybody over that span but maybe one team. The Boston team was old. They had already won their championship. They had already been beaten by the Lakers again in the finals when LeBron finally overtook them. That Pacers team you talking about, once in there, and I got inside, and I think you might know or heard about this, but I had an inside source that did let me know at the time, and it did come out that somebody was messing with Hilbert's wife, and that kind of destroyed the chemistry during that playoff series of that team, but they still weren't going to beat the Heat. So we can even fast forward to this year. There's nobody in the East that's going to beat them. And if I want to bounce them off of Kobe and Shaq, if I want to bounce them off of Jordan and Kobe, the reason why I'm a Kobe guy and I'll always stay a Kobe guy, and the one thing nobody can ever refute or try to defend, Kobe Bryant has had one of the toughest runs in his career, more than any other NBA star in history. He has had.
You sure about that?
Hold on. I'm gonna name the players and the teams. He has had to battle through the Kings when they were the number 1 seed, Portland when they were the number 2 seed, the Spurs for 16 years. Let's not forget the Suns teams that were winning 65 and 67 games, the Mavs teams that won championships, and the Denver team that pushed them to 6 games in the Western Conference Finals. It's never been a year, maybe the 1 year in 2000 where they started 18-0 and they lost game 1 in the finals to the 76ers on the road. And that was because they had a 12-day layoff because they had swept through the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. Nobody beat them in the Western Conference. Other than that year, when you look at what he's had to go through to even get to the finals, as opposed to what LeBron's had to go through to get to the finals, it's no comparison, brother.
Let me chime in on that. You know what I'm saying? Since we're right on Kobe, let's talk about Kobe Bryant. As far as tough outs, I mean, he has Superman next to him. He has Shaquille O'Neal next to him. So I can't necessarily say he had the toughest out because he had help. He had Shaq. And if you look at those finals they made when they went on the three-peat, out of the first three-peat they had, how many of those final series was Kobe Bryant the MVP, a.k.a. the best guy on the floor? He was not the best guy on the floor.
True.
He wasn't.
True.
He wasn't. He had Shaquille O'Neal helping him out. You know, and that's the big Aristotle. So you can't say he had a tougher out. My man LeBron has taken Booby Gibson to the finals, Gauskas to the finals. Kobe Bryant took Derek Fisher. He took Shaquille O'Neal. You know, he took Big Shot Bob. Like, he brought up the Kings, and Big Shot Bob was the guy that single-handedly hit the shot to beat the Kings. So we can't say he didn't have any help. But back to LeBron, LeBron does his job. His job is to beat whoever's in front of him. If Pop made a bad decision, that's not his fault. If Draymond Green wanted to go off and get too many pecks and get suspended for game time, that's not his fault.
True.
We give the Dubs credit for that bull. I don't know if I can cuss or not on this show, but that bull crap they got over a hurt Kyrie.
True.
Injured Kevin Love.
Very true.
We're giving them props for that victory. We're giving them props. So we got to give them props for that. We got to give LeBron props for what he does, you know?
And I agree to an extent.
I love Kobe, but he had a lot more help on his team.
I got to bounce back to the Shaq years, though.
LeBron has had.
I got to bounce back to the Shaq years because even with Shaq, I live out here in L.A. now. I went to the Staples Center. I saw the statue. And I actually got caught up in the Shaq moment. I really did because when I go back and I look at Shaq had a lot of 37-15 Tuesday night games at Utah that went on TV that nobody remembers. No, people just remember the finals and the playoffs. But the same can be said about Kobe. When you go back to those Shaq years, and I've done my research on this, and you can go after the call or later on you can look this up. There were years Kobe averaged 29, 28, and 30 points in those playoffs leading up to those finals. So where Shaq even admitted in the earlier rounds, I took it a little easier and let Kobe lead us. But when we got to the finals, I have who's guarded him? Jason Collins for the Nets, Dikembe Mutombo for the 76ers, and I believe it wasn't Rick Smith. Who was it? Jermaine O'Neal or Dale Davis for the Pacers guarding him? Of course you feed Shaq in the finals because there's nobody. But in the Western Conference playoffs, he had to deal with Sabonis. He had to deal with Divac. People forget Rasheed Wallace used to give Shaq the straight business in those playoff games. The business. Chris Webber used to give Shaq the straight business in those playoff games. And nobody likes to go back and do research and remember that. We just go and look and say, oh, the finals. The only thing I think that really matters for is Jordan. Because Jordan kicked ass in the first round. Jordan kicked ass in the second round, conference finals, and the finals. Even in Miami, LeBron would take a little bit back Wade would lead them in the first round, or maybe Bosch and the three-point shooters hit the big shots to win those early round games. Then you get to the second round, Wade picks it up a little more, Jesus Shuttlesworth picks it up a little more, and then LeBron starts to turn it on. And then when you get to the finals, then LeBron really puts it in the goal. That is a benefit of having help around you. But if you go back and look at the playoffs, the 2 rings that Kobe won, but without Shaq, and the 3 finals he went to, first, second, third, and finals, that was all Kobe. Yes, it helps to have Bynum. But somebody tells me, I'm going to break it down for you. Somebody tell me, this is the point I always like to make with fans. Somebody tell me what the so-called, and I say so-called with air quotes, I'm not trying to dog them, but what happens to those players when they don't have them anymore? You mentioned Boobie. LeBron's got a few. I'm not going to try to dog LeBron. What happened to Boobie Gibson? He's trying to figure out how not to get how to stop getting caught cheating on Keisha Cole. Whatever happened to, guys like James Jones or Birdman, So LeBron's got some guys that rode his coattails too. But somebody tell me what Trevor Ariza's done since he left L.A. Somebody tell me what Sasha Vujacic is. Somebody tell me where Andrew Bynum. Andrew Bynum's not even in league anymore. When he left L.A., Lamar Odom got shipped out of L.A. and his life fell apart. And I hate to bang on Lamar.
All those guys you name are playing a key role. They played a key role. Now, I don't know about Sasha Vujacic, but I know L.O. played a key role. Trevor Ariza, lockdown wing defender. He had that three-pointer. We had a younger, not a young, but a younger than he is now, Ron Artest, that was a lockdown wing defender. And a lot of people say, when he didn't have Shaq, he had nobody. He had somebody named Kyle Gasol. No, he's not sexy. No, he doesn't have a sticker deal, but that man is a dominant.
I like Gasol. I'll give you Gasol. I like Gasol a lot. I'll give you Gasol.
So let's go to the gray area I like to call. And what I call it the gray area, these are the years in between dominant centers. We had Shaq, and then there was like a 2-3 year span where he didn't have a Pau Gasol or Shaq, and he lost.
True.
He wasn't able to take Smush Parker to the playoffs like LeBron James was able to take Boobie Gibson.
Who would you take on your team? Boobie Gibson or Smush Parker? Without Kobe or LeBron? Real talk.
I think they're both mediocre.
You're taking Boobie and you know it.
You know what? Over Smith Park, I would take Boobie.
Are you taking Ogauskas or are you taking Kwame Brown?
You got me there.
Are you taking Daniel? I got another one for you. I ain't dumb, bro. I've been arguing about LeBron for 14 years. I'm a master at this shit, man. Are you taking Danielle Marshall? Or are you taking Chris Mim?
Danielle Marshall or Chris Mims? I'm gonna take Danielle.
Exactly. My point.
Once upon a time, he had the record for 3-pointers in the game.
Sure did. And then who broke it?
Your boy Kobe.
Exactly.
And a pair of Allen Iverson.
Yeah, exactly. And a pair of AIs. Exactly. So, no, and that's my thing. Listen, LeBron's a great player. I actually did used to enjoy watching him play. But the last 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years, LeBron lost what little bit of him I liked. I kind of lost when the press conference of I'm the best player in the world. That's why I'm confident. LeBron, one too many times, in my opinion, throws his entire team under the bus and separates himself from any bad loss. His fan base allows it. He does. Yes, he does. I got a prediction for you. I got
two bad press conferences.
No, it's not one or two. It's about 20 to 30. No, it's about 20 to 30. I'm talking press conference. I'm talking to the media after a practice or shooter. I know. I'm talking anytime a microphone is in his face. Too many times I hear no blame on him. It's almost like as they call an open-handed, a backhand compliment of, we got to get tough, me too. But to me, a leader says themselves first. Not their team first, second, third, and then, let me make sure I throw myself in there because he's very smart, he's very calculated, and he knows he's like Tiger Woods in his prime. Tiger knew what to say and how to say everything to send the message and not to piss people off at the same time. And I'm not knocking LeBron for that. But all I'm saying is, when it's pointed out, his fan base can't act like it's not true, is my point. I'm not saying I have a problem with it. But it's very true. At one point, we need a shooter. We need a guard. We're a top head. You yourself, you've never heard a superstar in any sport talk about what he needs so much, like LeBron does.
Yeah, he cried publicly about his team. I'm not exactly in agreement with talking about, internal affairs via any type of microphone or any type of public platform. So I do agree with you on that. I just don't think it's as excessive as you say. Once or twice, maybe 3 or 4, but 20 to 30? Nah.
20 to 30.
LeBron
a dub.
He's all class. If you look at his 13-year career, how many times has LeBron James been in trouble with the law?
0. And you know what? I like that about him. I like the fact that he sends kids to college.
With your man Kobe.
Yeah. You're right.
Issues in Colorado.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And guess what? I will never, ever, ever, as a Gobe guy, defend that. I was a barber at the time when that happened. So imagine a black barber in a black barbershop being a Kobe fan all these years. Dog, the minute I walked in the next morning, every barber was in my, what's up with your boy, man? And I had to eat that. I never defended it. I am an engaged man about to be married. I understand as men, we do what we do, but I'm old school. I believe in a faithful marriage. I believe in loyalty to your wife. You got to be loyal to something in life, man, at some point. A friend, a wife, something, man. You got to be loyal to something at some point in life. And one of my things is marriage. That's just me. I'm about to get married. I ain't stepping out on my wife. If it's that damn bad, her and I need to go to counseling. I started with there. But of course, throwing Shaq's name in it, you lose points for me, bro. And I told people, in order to get me back,
man, points all over the world.
All over the world. And I told people then, in order to get me back, you need to admit what you did, and you need to go win some chips without Shaq, and then you good with me. He admitted what he did. He went and won some chips without Shaq, and now he's good with me. But I got a prediction for you. I got an inside prediction for you. Can't put my source out. I have on good knowledge, and I have on good source. Kyrie Irving is very unhappy in Cleveland, but he has been told by his people, keep it quiet. Let's try to go get this second ring, and we'll try to revamp and think something out of there. The way that Kyrie has been pushed aside, and if you go look at the finals, and I had a show. I wish I had these notes right here in front of me. I have a stack of notes. I'm talking 2 feet high right in front of me from shows from 3-4 years ago. I did a show where I broke down points, rebounds, and average for Jordan's entire supporting cast, 6 championships, Kobe's entire supporting cast, 5 championships, and LeBron's entire finals run, 7 finals. I had every number and every stat for all the major players, not every roster player, just all the major players. Nobody has gotten more point and rebound help than LeBron James. Kyrie Irving averaged 29 and 8 last year. You never hear anybody talk about it. Kyrie Irving hit the shot to win the championship. You never hear anybody talk about it. And when LeBron was going to get 41 that one game, great game, LeBron. Who was right there with him for 40? You never hear about him. And I have good knowledge and good source that it's been weighing on Kyrie. And he's very unhappy about it. And he doesn't like the way that LeBron does not at least try to exclude him from all the teammate bashing he's doing. Because all Kyrie does is go out every night and hang 25 on somebody's head, or 35, or 40, or 50. There's nights he goes out, man. He had 40.
Where were they? Where were they with Kyrie Irving?
He also didn't have Kevin Love either. He also didn't have Kevin Love either. So that's not fair.
I don't know. I haven't heard the grumblings about Kyrie Irving, but
you're not going to hear it.
Kyrie Irving's life is a lot easier with LeBron James on the court next to him.
You're not going to hear
Kyrie Irving. Although he plays point guard, he is not a true point guard. He's what Allen Iverson was a killer. Not a point guard, not a shooting guard, but a killer.
There's very few points in the league.
He's not a distributor. He is not the quarterback of that team. LeBron James is the distributor. He is the quarterback to that team. And Kyrie Irving feasts on those open looks he gets due to the fact that LeBron James is on that court. So he might want out, but if he leaves, he will not be as successful without LeBron.
No, see that's unfair to Kyrie because also at that time where people want to bang, where were they at? Hold up.
We've seen a 4-year body of work without LeBron.
Who else was there? Give me another player Kyrie was playing with at that time. Hold up. Wow. Boston still had their big three going to the conference finals. LeBron was down in Miami with 2 other top 6 players in the league. The Indiana Pacers were building what they had. Where the hell is he winning at? Where the hell were the other players with him? Tristan Thompson is a glorified rebounder, bro. Tristan, and I like Tristan Thompson. I really do. I saw him play in high school when he was playing for Finley Prep in Nevada in Las Vegas. I saw him play in high school. I like Tristan Thompson. He's a glorified rebounder, though, bro. You can't dump the ball to him and say, "Go get me a bucket."
This has become a super team league, and LeBron James. Nobody likes to say it, but LeBron James is not the person that started it. The people that started it is Danny Ainge started it. He's the guy that created it. He's the guy that made it a super team league. When they paired up Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett, they made the league a super team league. And there was no way that Miami Heat or Cleveland or anybody was going to beat Boston unless they followed suit and started what they call an arms race. And now that's what we got. That's what we got. Boogie Cousins and Davis together. And that's all we got. The super team going on in
Golden State.
Golden State.
Yep.
Because they can't beat Cleveland. They can't beat. They understand. Look, we're good, but he's great. So we're gonna have to conspire together to beat LeBron.
Well, no, that's not true. They were beating LeBron. LeBron ended up going down to Miami so he could beat them. The Celtics were beating LeBron.
Yeah, so he could beat Boston.
Exactly.
Miami to beat Boston.
Exactly. I'll give you 50-50 on that. I'm not going to hang all that because I say 50-50 because I'll split it. If you want to say what GM started this, okay, you're right. Ainge did. But GMs are kind of supposed to try to acquire talent. Now, there was some underlining stuff there. Kevin McHale was in Minnesota. It was more like a favor, just like when Jerry West was in Memphis. It was more like a favor back to his famed franchise that he played for, that he's a Hall of Famer of. His jersey's hanging up there. Sends Gasol for Kwame Brown and I believe Karan Butler. I believe that's what the deal was. What the deal was for, some expiring contracts for Pau Gasol. But quick side note on Pau Gasol. Let's not forget that when Pau was in Memphis, all he ever could do was either be an 8th or 9th place team in the West, and then people started labeling him as soft and overrated. He went to Kobe, and because
they just gave him away,
and because you play with Kobe, you are now elevated to a top player. When Kyrie was by himself, all Kyrie went and did is won MVP in the World Championships, led the Olympic team, won the All-Star MVP game, and when they were still actually trying to play for at least a quarter and a half of the All-Star game, all Kyrie did.
Without LeBron James, he's not a champion, though.
Okay,
all that's good. All those accolades, that's sweet. That's all beautiful.
Okay.
LeBron James, that 25-year-old man is not a champion.
And without Kyrie, Love, Wade, Bosh, and Jesus Shuttlesworth, LeBron's not a champion. If you want to go that route.
Hey, it's a team sport.
I just gave you Hall of Famers. Wade's a Hall of Famer. Shuttlesworth's a Hall of Famer.
That wasn't a one-man show. Was the Showtime Lakers a one-man show? Was the Boston Celtics a one-man show? Even though Michael Jordan was the sexy guy on the team and he was the most popular, was that a one-man show? That was not a one-man show.
No, because there's no such thing as a one-man show in basketball.
They were getting bounced by Detroit when that was a one-man show. When he got another all-star, with another elite wing defender named Scottie Pippen, now it's time to start winning. It's a team sport.
Tex Winters had a lot to do with
good players.
Tex Winters and Phil had a lot to do with that. Tex Winters and Phil had a lot to do with that too. I can't just put that on Scotty. Jordan, listen, I'm not a Jordan guy. I just want to make sure I'm a Pistons fan. So I'm not a Jordan guy. I'm not a Boston guy. I'm a Pistons fan. So I don't have a lot of love for other Eastern Conference teams. But Jordan, but I just have to, as a radio guy, I just got to be real. Jordan basketball, right? Yes, Jordan got some calls. Yes, Jordan got some favorable officiating for the majority of his winning years in the NBA. I get that.
His entire career.
But at the same time,
second or third season on.
Well, thank my Pistons for that, because my Pistons are the one that turned my Pistons. That's why I stand hard on hardcore tough basketball, because I'm a Pistons fan, and I grew up watching guys have to earn it from the stripe. Ain't no dunks. Ain't no. They had the Jordan rules. We fouling you. We ain't trying to hurt you. We're gonna play you tough though. You're not gonna put us on posters. I had a lot of Jordan posters because I was still infatuated with him as a player. I had Jordan posters as a kid like everybody did. Not one of them got a Pistons player in it. Not one. Because they didn't play that. You know who's in them? The Celtics, Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning. They're the ones getting dunked on. You want dunking on Lambeer and Mahorn. That was for damn sure. But if you want to go even that route of a team sport, I get that. You need a team. I understand that. But when I hear one player get all the credit when he legit. People like to bring up Scottie Pippen. That's cool. Do you know that he only averaged over 20 or more points only 3 years playing with Jordan? He only averaged only 20 over 20 only 3 times in his career. Scottie Pippen's career average, I'm not sure if people realize this, his career average is only 16 something a game. That's Scottie Pippen's career average. So Jordan is 30. Jordan's 30.2 or because I think Wilt's right behind him at 30.1. So you got Jordan, you got Wilt, you got the Big O, and then I believe I'm sorry, Durant just surpassed the Big O because Durant's at like a career 28, 29 a night for his career. Yes, you need a team, but my point is with Kyrie, and I didn't even get my prediction out. My prediction is this is Kyrie's last year in Cleveland, especially if they do not win it all, because your guy will go to the front office and go to the press, and he will throw his team under the bus while giving them backhand compliments that I think guys like Kyrie are really tired of hearing. It happened with Kobe. I can be real about this, dude. Kobe used to do it, and it got to a point where some of his teammates kind of got tired of it. And then he just said, you know what? We all need to be tougher. After that Boston series, that's the first time Kobe took team credit. He said, we all really need to get tougher, and it starts with me. But we definitely got to get tougher if we want to beat Boston. And after he made it about him first and then the team, that's when Gasol got tougher. I know people, you just mentioned Artest. Artest got punked by Leon Poe in that finals. Do you remember? Do anybody even remembers Leon Poe? I remember Phil Jackson saying some guy named Leon Poe reading the stat sheet in the press conference one game. Even that whole team got punked. They need to get tougher. When Kobe said it starts with me, things changed. The Cavs are 26 in defense efficiency right now. LeBron James, you watched the game the other night. Kawhi Leonard walked around him like he wasn't even standing there. And then you're looking back at Tristan Thompson because he's getting dunked on. But you're supposed to be the greatest player on the planet. I expect more from him.
He's not too shabby on defense either. But listen, BJ, I don't have a whole lot of time.
Nah, it's all good, bro.
I'm going to touch on one last thing you said. I think you said something about LeBron. You know, you getting irritated when LeBron gets compared to the greats. But here's a stat for you. He is 25 points away from passing Shaquille O'Neal on the all-time scoring list. So I think that would put him in a company of the greats. But yeah, I gotta go though. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for having me on the show. Shout out to all VJs listeners. Y'all better keep on listening. If you want to follow me on Instagram, HUNITGRAND_. I'm out.
Hey, yo, Rick, before you go real quick, plug your show, man. I want my followers to hear you start your new radio show. Plug your show, man.
I'm on every Sunday night at 7 p.m. It's called Game Time 100 Grand. Check me out on SoundCloud. Check me out on iTunes. Once again, keep listening to my brother VJ's show. I'm out. Holla at you.
All right, peace. One love, bro. Enjoy your weekend, man.
That. All right.
My man, 100 grand from DC Sports. I tell you, he's LeBron, guys. I love him, though. I really do. I love him. Oh, man, I love him. I love him. I love him. LeBron James. And I tell people, I'm a valid LeBron hater. I am valid. I am valid. He is a great player. He is one of the best players that I think I've probably seen in my lifetime. But I could give you 20 players that I've seen in my lifetime that were really, really great players. Have we forgot how great Dr. J was? The first player to ever be drafted by the ABA and the NBA. Number 1 overall. Virginia Squires. Everybody looks at those Sixer highlights. He wasn't even the same Doc no more. Go watch those ABA highlights of the Virginia Squires. There was nobody that could mess with him. And then in the offseason, all he would do was go back to New York and go back to Rucker and bust everybody up in Rucker. That's something to me, too, I hold against LeBron. That LeBron has not done 2 things. The dunk contest in Rucker Park. Everybody goes to Rucker. Durant don't even got no championships. He went to Rucker. After Kobe won some rings, Kobe went up to Rucker. And they loved him there. For everybody that claims they hate Kobe, God, he went up to one of the hardest places to show your face to play basketball on God's green earth, Rucker Park. If I went to Rucker Park today, I might just sit and watch. I might try to get out there early in the morning and get me a few games of 21 in with some of the locals before all the heavy hitters start to show up. Then I'm going to sit down and chill. Pull out my phone, take some video of the NYC Ballers playing at Rucker Park. I might sit down. Everybody goes to Rucker Park. Everybody does the dunk contest. Yes, you owe us. You owe the fan base. You owe fans of basketball. You owe them one dunk contest. Absolutely. It's a sense of I'm above the dunk contest. No, you're not. That's like the great swingers, the great hitters in Major League Baseball. I'm above the home run derby. No, you're not. Get your ass out there and swing at some average pitches, man, and hit them 460 feet. Give these people a thrill for one day. It's just one day. One day. Afraid to lose. Lack of confidence, man. Lack of confidence and afraid to lose. I don't have a problem with people carving out their career. There's nothing wrong with some success in life, man. You're either buying out or you're selling in. And now I got to take a quick break because I got a knock at my door. My pit bull's going crazy. You guys sit tight. I got to take a quick break. I got to get this door real quick. I'm really, really sorry, but I'm alone in the Sports Talk Batcave right now. And I guess we'll throw this get him dad. We'll throw this get him dad, this camera back on real quick. Features and Sports Like Conda, Spreaker.com. VJ's on Sports Icon live on Spreaker.com. Catch us podcast later, iHeartRadio, VJ Right. That's because I was thinking I'm hashtag 8515. Got a little off track there from the Final Four because my man Hunter Graham from DC Sports called in. I had to take that call. I've been messing with him online for the past 2 weeks about his boy Lebron James. So, just to finish up, we're going to wrap up today's show. I will get deeper into the Final Four tomorrow. We'll go into Alonzo Ball and LeVar Ball and all that stuff just a little bit more tomorrow because I just... You know, sometimes certain things you see in sports and life, man, they can either be a healthy warning or they can be a life lesson on a negative end. And I just think that what he's doing is just way too much. I hear about this reality show now, and I hear about this incident of him maybe not letting his kids in to see the sick mother in the hospital that just had surgery because it would be bad for the branding or bad for the market. And I'm not even sure if that stuff's true, but just the fact that it's out there scares me for this kid. And what I saw against De'Aaron Fox and against Malik Monk, 10 points, 8 assists. Guys, that's not number one overall pick. I know some people want to pull up Andrew Wiggins' last game at Kansas. Wasn't so great, but at the same time, Andrew Wiggins is doing really well in the league. But where's he at? Minnesota. He's not going to Cleveland. He's not going to Golden State. He's not going to the Spurs. He's not going to go to Oklahoma City. He's not going to Houston. He's not going to Portland. He's not going to the Wizards. He's not going to Boston. He's not going to none of those teams. He's going to end up in Sacramento. He's going to end up in New Orleans. He's going to end up in Orlando. They're not going to be good just because they got him. That's not the way the NBA is put together. Shout out to my man Hunter Grant. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. We lost connection, then got back, so I guess the chat room split up. Rashad Mitchell, that ninja from the X Squad. Oh, no, not the X Squad. I thought he was from the X Squad, but somebody told me he wasn't. Carl from ESPN. Appreciate the love. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to get Rob Parker from Fox Sports 1. Actually, funny thing, they're rerunning Shannon and Skip right here on the TV, sitting on Fox Sports 1 and the Sports Talk Batcave. I'm sitting here watching Rob Parker. Text with him, be meeting up with him and some other Fox Sports 1 people on Saturday to watch the Final Four, to watch my Tar Heels. See you guys tomorrow, man. Appreciate all the listeners. Same bat time, same bat channel, man. God bless.